9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the Djibouti Pitong Federation start the tournament of Ramadan. For the international scene, the World Bank reaffirms its commitment alongside Niger. Welcome to our newsroom. The Office of the National Orders of Medical Professionals of Djibouti organized yesterday a collective iftar at Kempeski Palace Hotel. This collective break of fast was chaired by the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robli Abdille, in the presence of his colleagues of work, Omar Abdi, and the participation of more members of this association, which includes the lists of all doctors, pharmacists, surgeons, dentists, and other medical personnel and other guests. The president of the ONPMD and the ministers of health have successively paid a vibrant tribute to the 4 doctors who have been called back to God during the last year after the breaking of fast. Sheikh Abdurrahman Dandawi was called to animate the ceremony with his famous qasaid. The president of the National Council of Medical Professionals of Djibouti, Dr. Suleiman Noor Aye, who delivered a speech on this occasion, recalled the importance of preserving a professional working environment, professionals in order to better help our patients. I propose you to follow this speech. Mesdames et messieurs, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robli Abdille, who delivered a speech at his official podium, he said that he was happy to share this moment of sharing and blessing in the conviviality and the spiritual elevations with all the executives of ONPMD and its members. In reinstating his congratulations, the minister encouraged medical professionals to follow the continuing education to train more in order to better serve our patients, he said. The Minister of National Education, Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, invited the senior staff of MENFOP to an iftar dinner last Thursday at the restaurant Vogue. The Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, and the Minister of Communication in charge of Postal Communication, Radwan Abdullahi Bahdoun, and civil political figures took part in this moment of conviviality and sharing. The guests shared the moment of communion and sharing before performing the Maghrib prayers. The highlight of the iftar dinners was this moment of sharing and blessing in the conviviality and spiritual elevation with all the guests. The distinguished guests all appreciated this beautiful moment of meeting and communion. It should be noted that it is a tradition for the minister who invites his close collaborator to an iftar with dinners in each blessed month of Ramadan. This moment of meeting are intended to strengthen the rank among the close collaborators of the ministers who find an additional motivation in the fulfillment of their professional obligations. As a reminder, MENFOP works to make school a place of physical and intellectual development of students. This is the project of all the pedagogical and extracurricular activities that flourish in all the schools in the country. The blessed month of Ramadan is a month of pity, forgiveness, and the regions of Arta, with its mild climate, remains calm, and the inhabitants remain motivated to the rhythms of the blessed month of Ramadan. In the Muslim tradition, Ramadan is synonymous with sharing, generosity, and solidarity. This month of Ramadan is marked by a daily fast from dawn to sunset, which is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Commercial activities such as the sale of fruits and vegetables and watermelons, dates, and as well as sambusa and drought nuts are most about everywhere on the main arteries of the city. As dusk approach, the inhabitants of Artawi are prepared to break their fast. Young, old, and women all head for the mosque. The imams of mosque, after finishing the Maghrib prayers, closed with the invocations of the Lord.
كريم تحب العفا فاعف عنا يا ارحم الراحمين.
Following the official launching of the AlAwliya Institute and the Culture of Peace, the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, Momin Hassan Barre, received several delegations and guests who came to congratulate the Republic of Djibouti for the creation of this establishment. Thus, the Minister received the envoy of the great Imam Sheikh Al-Azhar, Dr. Ayman Abdul Ghani, head of the Department of Al-Azhar Institute. The meeting took place in the presence of the ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt in Djibouti, who and his two advisors, who was also present, the Secretary General of the Minister of Culture of the Minister of Waqf, Shuaib Ajal, the Director General of the Institute, Al-Wasatiyya and Culture of Peace, Mr. Al-Salih Ahmed Abdallah, and the Deputy Directors, Mr. Ilyas Idris Ahmed. The Minister welcomed the Egyptian delegations and emphasized the excellent fraternal relations between the two brotherly countries, as well as the importance of the partnership between Al-Azhar and the Institute of Al-Wasatiyya Culture of Peace. The envoy of the Grand Imam conveyed the greetings and good wishes of Sheikh Al-Azhar while congratulating the minister for the successful launch of the Al-Wasatiyya Institute with the firm support of the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, and that noted that the launch of the operational phase of the Al-Wasatiyya Institute is an important step in the implementation of cooperation agreements signed between the Institute and Al-Azhar in December 2021. In this context, discussions focus on developing relevant to meet the specific needs of imams and preachers. In a continuation of their concerted actions to combat human trafficking, a joint intervention by the Djibouti Coast Guard and the National Navy was carried out on the night of 29-30 March, resulting in the assistance of a Yemeni Galba boat near Godoria carrying illegal migrants to Yemen. The boat intercepted near Godoria was carrying 142 individual, including 46 women, all of Ethiopian origin. The Yemeni smugglers were apprehended in these operations and will be brought to justice to answer for their actions, while the boat was confiscated pending judicial decisions. The illegal migrants were immediately provided with the humanitarian assistance in terms of water and food and were then handed over to the competent authorities for repatriation to their countries of origin. This action testifies to the excellent cooperation and collaboration between the Djibouti Coast Guard and the National Navy, which are working together to ensure the security of Djibouti's territorial waters, and the Actions Authority of Djibouti to act in favor of migrants in need while fighting human trafficking. As part of the fight against cat smuggling, the National Police and Ali Sabih detachment, in close collaboration with the Customs Brigade of Ali Sabih, intercept in the area of Galilee and hold a large quantity of smuggled cat goods destined to be sold in the Djibouti, as well as Ali Sabih. The goods seized on this occasion consisted of more than 45 packages of smuggled cat according to the standards procedures in force. This quantity was destroyed on the spot by the Customs Brigade in the presence of the Chief of Customs Brigade of Al Sabir, Mr. Muhammad Mumin Hassan. To this end, the National Police has deployed extensive human and material resources towards this smuggled activity. It should be noted that this operation against the smuggling of cat will continue to deter all those who will be attempted to introduce this cat with significant loss of revenues. And remember, the smuggling cat is the incumbent to lead on his side the fight to stop this illegal trade. The Djiboutian Federation of Pétanque launched yesterday evening its Ramadan tournament. As every year, Djiboutian tradition is that this tournament brought together the best teams of the three townships of the capital. In this case, the teams of Rastika, Bulaus, and the large township of Balbala. A total of 20 teams from different neighborhoods of Djibouti city participate in this tournament of the blessed month of Ramadan. The evening saw the participation of the executives of the state secretariat in charges of sport, the president of the Djiboutian Federation of Sport, Bull, Mr. Ali Almi, as well as several lovers of the pétanque. Note that this tournament of pétanque has gathered 20 competitive teams divided into two pools. For the international scene, Uganda has sent 1,000 Ugandan soldiers to the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo as part of the East African Community Regional Force. They were dispatched by the Ugandan People's Defense Forces Commander for Ground Forces, Lieutenant General Kayanga Muhanga, in a ceremony at the Bunagana border is post between Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The ceremony was attended by hundreds of presidents from both sides of the borders. The UPDF deputy spokesman Dio Akiki said the Ugandan army contingent of 1,000 troops will operate from Ituri, Huri province. Burundi and Kenya have already sent their troops to Congo for the same missions. The Ugandan contingent is led by Colonel Michael Heroba. In his speech at the ceremony, he said, "We are going as ambassador. We are going to Congo as ambassador for peace. We are prepared, we are trained, and we are ready for this task." The East African Community Forces is intended to contain the M23 rebels who have begun attacking Congolese army's position since June of last year and have occupied several regions. The president of the World Bank reaffirmed that the institution's commitment to Niger at the end of a two-day visit to the country. David Malpass held a press conference with the Nigerian president Mohamed Bazoum, outlining the country's needs, particularly in the areas of energy. The World Bank president, who will leave his post in June, said that security was essential to development in the Sahel, a message that echoes the words of U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who visited Niger 2 weeks earlier. Niger faces regular and deadly attacks by jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group in the Sahel in the west, and by Boko Haram, the Islamic State group in the West Africa and the southeast. 119 fires were in progress Friday afternoon in the Asturias region in the neighboring Cantabria regions, according to the authorities of these two autonomous communities located in the extreme north of Spain. On the Atlantic coast of countries, on these 91 are in Asturias alone. A peak of 160 simultaneous fires was even recorded in these two mountainous regions known for their deciduous forest, according to the authorities. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.